All right, we're ready to begin the second Mousepad project that we're going to be doing in here. So we're going to start in Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to create a new document, and the document width should be 11 inches, and the height should be 8.5 inches. And you can go ahead and make sure that your unit right here is over in inches, and this is 11 IN, height 8.5 IN. Click OK. So I'm going to hit Control minus on my keyboard, and we see kind of what we have here. Now, even though we're going to, even though this is a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, which is a normal sheet of paper, our mouse pad's actually a little bit smaller. It's 9 inches by 7.5 inches. So we're going to come over here to layers. I'm going to open up my layers. We're going to create a rectangle right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this rectangle. Just one time click. We want this to be 9 inches wide. Okay, and then the height is going to be 7.5. Whoops, 7.5 inches. There we go, 9 inches, 7.5 inches. Click OK. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on, cancel. Click on this, and I can go ahead and move this. Now, if I want to move it to the center, what I need to do is come up here, align to the artboard, and then click on that center. And then we're going to go ahead and click on that center too, right there. So center, vertical line, horizontal line. Okay, perfect. So now that I've aligned this, this is actually where my mouse pad, that's going to be the shape of my mouse pad. That's going to be what I can fit. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go onto the internet, and I'm going to browse for an image that I want to put onto my mouse pad. Now, this can be anything that is school appropriate. I'm a huge White Sox fan, so I'm going to go ahead and do White Sox. Okay, I'll do images, and then I want to find a White Sox logo that I really like. All right, so maybe I like All right, so I really like this one right here, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Okay, I'm going to view the image. Okay, and then now that I've viewed the image, now I'm going to right-click on the image, copy the image, or actually, let's do this. Let's save the image as, because not all images, if you copy and paste them into Illustrator, well, they come out sometimes the background's black and weird. This process always works though. So we save the image. I'm going to go ahead and just save the image to, let's go ahead and save it to my downloads folder. That's fine. And I'm going to call this thing White Sox. Okay, and then go ahead and hit save. All right, now I'm going to go back into Adobe Illustrator, and I'm going to go File, and I'm going to click on Place right here. And then I need to go to my Downloads folder, so I'll click on Downloads. Let's sort by date here. So if I click on date, notice like today's date's right there. It sorts by date. So I can click on White Sox, and then go ahead and hit Place. And then I kind of want to place this right in the center, and I go ahead and click. I'm going to want to move this around, so I'll go ahead and click and drag and move this. And I'm going to want to scale this a little bit. So here's how I scale. I hold down the Shift key. Make sure you do uniform scale in here. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of put this over the top. Now, what we want to remember is not the entire mouse pad's going to get... So if I drag this up above, I can kind of see, you can see that if I click on the little eyedropper tool right here, the eye right here, you can see that this is the area that's actually going to go onto my mouse pad, and it fits the entire White Sox logo. Now let's say I scale this thing up like that, okay? And I scale it up like that, and it's touching the edges, and then I go ahead and click on the eye. See, now this part down here and this part up here, that's not going to be able to be on the, that's not going to be able to fit onto the mouse pad. So we want to scale this down, okay, scale this down so that our main image, I'm holding down the Shift key every time that I scale. I'm scaling that down so that it will fit onto the mouse pad, and that's the size of the mouse pad right there. I also want to center this, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this. I'm going to, again, make sure that I'm aligning to the artboard. Click the horizontal line, click the vertical line there. Okay, that looks perfect. Now, if your image has some things like it's not quite on the edges, you know, like there's some white on the edges, what you're going to want to do is create a new layer, drag the new layer to the bottom, okay? So I make sure that I have this new layer all the way down there. Layer 2, it's right down there. Layer 2, I'm going to go ahead and create a rectangle tool. Go ahead and create that rectangle, and then we're going to change the fill color of this to whatever color you want. So maybe I want red. Maybe I want this gray that's in here, so I can use the eyedropper tool, and I can make it that gray color. But even though the mouse pad's not going to completely fill into this area right here, we want to make sure that we print the entire, we color the entire inside. All right, so what I did wrong there was I scaled without holding down the shift key, so now my White Sox logo, it looks kind of messed up. So I actually don't need layer 2, so I'm going to drag it down and trash it. And then I'm going to go edit, undo, edit, undo, edit, undo. Just keep undoing this thing. Undo scale, undo scale. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's make sure that this thing is aligned here again. That's good. And make sure that it's going to fit in there. Perfect, it is. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to print this. All right, so we're going to go File, Print. Okay, we're going to want to click on Setup, Continue. We're going to find the printer that says D114 right here. So D114. Then I hit Preferences. Okay, the paper size is letter. That's good. The paper source, we're going to do Tray 1. Okay. On paper type, we're going to need to choose down here cardstock, which is right there, cardstock. So if you see cardstock on there, find cardstock, click that. All right. Make sure that this is color, and then we click OK, and then we hit print. Okay. Then I'm going to hit, before I hit print, I'm going to need to go over to the printer and check something out.